Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Washington, Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying close attention to the NFL landscape lately, you know that the NFC East has been buzzing, and not just because of the usual rivalries or the draft buzz. No, the real headline here is about the Washington Commanders and a potential move that could reshape their entire offensive strategy for the upcoming season. And it's connected to a name that's been at the center of all this drama, Terry McLaurin. Now, McLaurin has been one of the most consistent, reliable wide receivers in the entire league over the past few years. We're talking about a guy who has surpassed the 1-0-yard mark in 5 of his 6 NFL seasons, with only his rookie year falling just short. That's a remarkable feat for any receiver, but especially for someone on a team that's still trying to find stability at the quarterback position and build around him. Last season, McLaurin truly broke out. He caught 82 balls for over 196 yards and scored 13 touchdowns. That's the kind of production that makes him not just a fan favorite, but a crucial piece for Washington's offense. You see, for years now, he's been the top option in the passing game, the guy defenses have to account for on every snap. And yet, despite all his production and his importance to the team, contract negotiations have hit a snag. The front office has been trying to hold the line, trying to get a deal that works for both sides, but it's become clear that things aren't moving forward. And now, McLaurin has reportedly requested a trade. That's a serious development, folks, because it could change the entire outlook of Washington's offense and their strategy moving forward. This is where it gets even more interesting. The Commanders are in a bit of a tough spot. They clearly want to keep McLaurin, but if this standoff continues into the season, they might have to look for alternatives. You can't afford to be missing a top-tier receiver when you're trying to make that push for the playoffs, especially with a quarterback like Jayden Daniels, who's still proving himself in the league. Washington needs depth and talent at the position, and they might have to look outside the current roster to find it. That's where veteran receiver Amari Cooper comes into the picture. Now, Cooper isn't a stranger to the league. He's been around the block, and he's still got plenty to offer. Last season, he split time between the Buffalo Bills and the Cleveland Browns, posting 20 catches for 297 yards and 2 touchdowns with the Bills, then 24 catches for 250 yards and another 2 touchdowns with the Browns. Not exactly eye-popping numbers, but we have to consider a few things. First, Cooper was dealing with some team changes and adjustments, but he's a proven playmaker with the ability to make things happen on the field. His experience and route-running ability could be exactly what Washington needs right now, especially if they're looking to beef up their receiver core quickly. And think about this. Imagine a core that includes Deebo Samuel, McLaurin, and Cooper. That's a trio that could rival most in the league. Each of these guys brings something unique to the table. Deebo with his versatility, McLaurin with his route-running and big play ability, and Cooper with his possession skills and veteran savvy. If Washington manages to bring Cooper into the fold, it could give them an immediate boost and, crucially, some leverage in negotiations with McLaurin. Because, let's be honest, the team might need this extra depth not only to compete, but also to keep their options open if McLaurin ends up leaving or if they decide to trade him for other assets. Now, some might wonder, why would Washington be interested in a veteran like Cooper, especially after a somewhat underwhelming year for him? Well, sometimes you have to look beyond just one season. Cooper's experience, his ability to secure possession, and his knack for making clutch catches can be invaluable in a team that's all in for a Super Bowl run. The Commanders have shown that they're serious about competing this year. They're building a roster that can contend, and adding a player like Cooper can be the difference maker in tight games or critical moments. It's all about depth, versatility, and making sure that quarterback Jayden Daniels has enough weapons to succeed. And of course, it's not just about this season. Washington's front office is also thinking about the future, about how to keep their roster flexible and competitive for years to come. Bringing in Cooper would give them a veteran presence, someone who can mentor younger players and help develop the team's offensive identity. It's a move that could pay dividends in the locker room, on the field, and in terms of overall team chemistry. But make no mistake, this isn't just about filling a roster spot. It's about making a statement that Washington is serious about contending, about winning, and about doing whatever it takes to reach that elusive Super Bowl. Now, let's talk a little about the bigger picture. The NFC East is shaping up to be one of the most competitive divisions in football, and every move the Commanders make is scrutinized more than ever. With the Eagles and the Cowboys always lurking, Washington needs to make strategic decisions that give them an edge. The potential signing of Cooper could be that move. It's a gamble, sure, but in the NFL, sometimes you have to take those chances. Especially when you're chasing a championship, you need to be bold, you need to be aggressive, and you need to be ready to adapt on the fly. And what about McLaurin? Well, nobody really knows yet what's going to happen. The team might still try to negotiate a deal that keeps him in Washington, but the request for a trade indicates that things are heating up. If McLaurin ends up leaving, having someone like Cooper already in the fold could soften the blow and keep the offense humming. It's all about contingency plans, and Washington appears to be exploring all options to ensure they stay competitive no matter what the outcome. This situation also highlights the ongoing challenges NFL teams face when it comes to contracts and player negotiations. It's a delicate dance. Players want to be paid their worth, especially when they produce at the level McLaurin has, but teams have to balance the salary cap and their long-term plans. The fact that McLaurin has been so productive makes him a prime candidate for a lucrative deal, and that can sometimes lead to disagreements or stalemates. That's why the potential signing of Cooper is so intriguing. It could be a way for Washington to buy some time, to keep their options open, and to maintain a competitive roster while they hash out a deal with McLaurin. Now, looking at the broader implications, if Washington manages to secure Cooper, it could send a message to the rest of the league. It signals that they're serious about winning now, that they're ready to make bold moves, and that they're willing to add veteran talent to bolster their squad. That kind of mentality is what championship teams are built on. Plus, having Cooper as part of the mix, along with Deebo Samuel and McLaurin, if he stays, gives Jaden Daniels a formidable set of weapons, capable of stretching defenses and creating mismatches all over the field. And let me remind you, folks, the NFL is a game of inches and moments. The Commanders are banking on that, on their ability to capitalize on opportunities and make those big plays when it counts. Whether it's through trade, signing veterans, or developing young talent, every decision they make now could define their season. They're all in, aiming for that Super Bowl, and every piece of the puzzle has to fit just right. So as we watch this story unfold, whether McLaurin stays, gets traded, or if Cooper joins the team, the message is clear. The Washington Commanders are not sitting still. They're making moves, evaluating their options, and pushing hard to put together a roster that can compete at the highest level. The NFC East is fierce, but Washington is showing that they're ready to fight fire with fire, to go all out in pursuit of their Super Bowl dreams. And for us fans, it's an exciting time because every game, every play, every move could be a step toward that ultimate goal. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on all this? Do you think they should push harder to keep McLaurin, or is trading him the best move for the team's future? Or are you excited about the possibility of Cooper joining the squad? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion really matters to us and to the team. Every comment, every insight helps build this community of passionate fans who live and breathe Washington football. And don't forget, I'll be back very soon with more updates, analysis, and news about the Commanders, so stay tuned. The season is fast approaching, and there's never a dull moment when it comes to this team. Thanks for watching, and as always, let's keep the faith, keep the passion alive, and keep dreaming about that Super Bowl. Because when it finally happens, we'll all be there to celebrate, together as one big Washington family.